If you're cross-cutting with your sled and you've got long boards, check this out. This is what I do. I add these screws. I put 1, 2, and then a third one underneath the panel there to support this piece so it's shifted over, so it gives me plenty of support. So normally it's tucked in there a little tighter, you know, up against these stops right here, referencing off of that. But as you can see, I've gained, you know, a little bit of space by putting screws in. And as you can see, if I pull this 8-foot panel all the way down, you can see where it takes me and it doesn't tip. So that's really a nice thing to have. So if you don't even have one of these supports, I would encourage you to make one. I made this one a long time ago to go with my sled, and over the years it's treated me really well. So it's nothing more than a piece of couple pieces of wood to match the thickness of this, and then I put wax on it and my favorite spray just to make it super slippery. But also there's sandpaper underneath. There's just one piece right there, and that sandpaper will make it so it doesn't slide as you maneuver the piece back and forth. If it's not secured down, the sandpaper is all you need to keep that piece from moving. That and the stops registered, but the sandpaper will keep this from sliding backwards as you bring the pieces back on your sled. Without the sandpaper, you could slide that back easily. But, you know, not an issue with my screws. And it just makes it pushing it so much simpler. You don't have to push down so hard. Okay, so as I'm cross-cutting these, I'm gonna run into a situation where my sled, although it's big, let's say I wanna go over 36 inches, which is about where my max is on this, about 36 and a half or so. If I go past that, I'm beyond my sled's fence, right? I can't do it any further. So what I do is I set up a stop block on my saw's rip fence. And this is really cool because what this does is it clears yourself from the rip fence, which is can be a hazard if you were to take this and put it right up against your rip fence and run it through without this being here. You see what's going to happen. If you do it like that and you cross cut, this is a serious problem, and this is one of the leading causes of kickback, is that you're sandwiching a cut piece in between a rip fence and the table saw blade. There's absolutely nothing good can come of that. Unless you're pushing it all the way through, nothing good can come of it. So you need to make sure, if you're using a fence like this that doesn't go front and back like a sliding table saw has, or the Delta Unifence can slide up and down like that. But if you are using a Biesmeyer style fence, you can't do that. So the best thing to do is to have a stop block. Whether you buy one or make one, it doesn't matter. You need to have something so that you can reference this workpiece right onto that block like that. Now, when I push this through, I don't have to worry about this piece being in contact with the workpiece as it cuts it. There's going to be a void back there. There's not going to be a problem with kickback because of that. When you pull the sled back, you just need to make sure that you take this piece out, because as you pull it back, you don't want to hit this, you know, as it comes back. So you want to remove this piece. As soon as you cut it, just remove it so it's out of the way. But a couple tips: one, to use this, and the other to use this extension. If you have the ability, I highly encourage it. And again, thank you so much for watching. I hope this video helped. If you have any specific questions on cross-cutting large pieces, let me know. And again, I appreciate so much the questions and comments, so keep them coming. All right, thanks so much. Bye-bye.